2009, we made history with the election of President Barack Obama. He called us to service as there remains much work to do to end unemployment, poverty, and crime in our communities. There's so many books on how we can accomplish this, but this year everyone's raving about this summer's hottest new book, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America by Chicago's own Emmanuel Barbie. A graduate of Northeastern Illinois University, Barbie addresses key ways we back our families and communities. But unlike so many other books on this topic, Barbie captivates his reader, presenting solutions through a riveting life story. It's entertaining, it's different, it's exciting. The perfect book club selection. Don't be left out. Get your copy of The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America. Order today at Amazon.com.
Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. My name is Emmanuel Barbie, and I'm the host. Before I jump into my presentation, I would like to call upon all of my Christian friends worldwide and throughout the African diaspora to be in agreement with me in the following. First, I pray for the victims of the terrorist attack in Kenya, and I pray for their families who lost loved ones due to senseless violence. I pray for peace in Cameroon, and that God would provide food and shelter for those families caught up in between a war-torn country. I pray over this government shutdown and for the needy families who are suffering during American politics. I pray for the families who are trapped in American ghettos as well, that their families will be safe and that God will allow me to get this organization up and running so that way we could make our presence known in those urban communities that's underserved. I pray that God would connect me with angel investors and sponsors who would invest $400,000 in order for me to hire my film crew and actors in Jesus' name. I pray that my urban Christian film will be a hit at the box office, just like Black Panther film was, which earned over $1 billion worldwide. But unlike Black Panther, which only enriched the Walt Disney Company, the proceeds from my film will go towards my Christian business, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. We will cover the Austin community, Garfield Park community, as well as the North Lawndale community on the west side of Chicago. And in time, we will expand to the south side of Chicago and eventually in 10 other cities throughout the Midwest. I'm using my online talk show in order to interact with everyone that's on my friends list and everyone that's in my social groups. I want to give everyone an opportunity to promote their businesses, their ministries, and or share their special talents and gifts to my listeners from the podcast community. After the show, I usually offer my guest speakers an incentive by sharing with them how to create their own podcast or how to create their own YouTube channel and earn revenue from it. I prefer that we do a phone test first to check and see if your phone device is compatible with Facebook Messenger as a voice call. If not, I recommend that you create a free Google account and connect with me through Google Plus Hangouts. If you're still unable to connect with me through Google Plus Hangouts, then I recommend that you create a free Skype account. The best days and times for me are Friday evenings, Saturday evenings, and or Sunday evenings after 3 p.m. Central Time. The Grassroots Community Activist Movement is a 21st century community building approach to solving social problems within the Black community and throughout the African diaspora. Our mission, the The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago will focus on strengthening the black family with an emphasis on single black mothers and single black fathers. We aim to eradicate urban violence through our programs and services. We want to promote economic opportunities in the black community by being an advocate and a reliable source for our members. GRCAM embrace the art community of actors, bloggers, filmmakers, performing artists, poets, and writers. GRCAM will be dedicated to providing quality services, community resources, eventually office rental space and private employment opportunities for our members who are independent filmmakers, visual artists, and black entrepreneurs based on our budget and sponsorship in the form of stipends. We aim to equip black entrepreneurs and create an infrastructure for our local artists in order to rebuild the black community by applying the principles from my revised book, which will transform our inner cities into flourishing communities. GRCAM aim to equip men and women to serve and lead with dignity, creativity, competency, and compassion in an urbanized environment. Our vision to eradicate urban violence in the city of Chicago and beyond. Again, I don't ask for any donations. All I ask for people to do is, if they are able, to please purchase my book. Read my story for yourself. That way I don't have to waste time trying to explain to you what's already in writing. If you want to be in my film, I encourage you to read my story first. My book is available on Amazon.com for $15 plus shipping and handling. That's the softcover book. It's also available as an ebook for $9.99. Okay, after 15 years of being humiliated and ignored by established black organizations in the city of Chicago, I decided to write and publish my story. Quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition, in hopes of attracting 30 black middle-class professionals and others within the United States to join my management team. I have my articles of incorporation and my bylaws typed and available for my nonprofit cooperative. I also have my articles of organization typed and available for my for-profit service-based business. I'm seeking the following: investors, business partners, Christian entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. I'm also looking for legitimate film producers, actors, stage managers, grant writers, technical directors, marketers, accountants, business administrators, social workers, financial planners, lawyers, real estate brokers, and insurance agents. Those are who I want to be on my management team. Under the nonprofit cooperative, GRCAM will be governed by an advisory board. GRCAM will be membership-based and operate for the mutual benefit of our members. Also, any earnings we make will be returned to our members in the forms of lower prices through our quality programs and services. Our members come first, and we will be committed to providing trusted and understandable information that they can understand. Under the for-profit service-based business, we will offer state-of-the-art recreational center that will offer bowling, high ropes, adventure courses, captivating game room featuring the latest video and amusement, stylish billboards, energetic dance rooms, and high-quality restaurants, various businesses, on-site child care, and an on-site music recording studio for our students making documentary films and stage plays. In addition, we will host family fun activities including combination deals, birthday parties, weddings, and corporate parties or events. In my revised book, I provide a 21st century plan on how my Christian socialist organization will help eradicate urban violence in the city of Chicago and beyond, while at the same time meet the social needs of the community and families that want to utilize our programs and services. GRCAM will operate under 5 separate functions: a social service component, a spiritual component, which will be optional for secular people, because I want this organization to be beneficial for both our Christians as well as for our secular people. Time out with all this being separate, because we're under too much, the black community is under attack. We will also have a political component, an entertainment component, and an entrepreneur component. Yet, to add insult to injury, still to this day, I don't have anyone on my management team. The only thing which is preventing me from starting my Christian business is the lack of manpower and the capital. This is why I turned to social media to get my message out to the public through my YouTube videos, my social groups, my blog postings, my online talk show, and now through my revised book and my upcoming film, Hood Liberator, made in Chicago. I refuse to allow small-minded so-called brothers and sisters to ignore my ideas in solving our social problems in America. This will be my last attempt to do something positive for my racial group in America. I don't have another 27 years to waste. I laid down the groundwork in my revised book. My book is the foundation of my future Christian business. I'm on social media for 2 reasons. One reason is to recruit brave and smart black middle-class professionals and others who think outside the box like myself within the United States to assist me and Sister Renee in starting my Christian business. GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Another reason why I'm on social media is to promote my revised book, as well as my virtual Christian socialist organization, GRCAM. I created GRCAM, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, back in November 1991 on a site called Gopher, because I was dissatisfied with all of the division taking place among black people. I wanted to start a new movement in black America throughout the African diaspora in order to connect with other like-minded millennials, progressive African Americans, African immigrants, Afro-Brazilians, and Afro-Caribbeans, as well as welcoming non-black sympathizers, all Christian denominations, moderate Muslims, and secular people who are interested in solving black issues once and for all in America, starting in the city of Chicago. Another reason why I created GRCAM was because established black organizations in the city of Chicago refused to work with me. My goal was to make GRCAM a digital platform to empower black men and black women who are having a unique experience in America. Finally, I created GRCAM in order to help raise awareness about the genocide which has taken place within our inner cities in America, as well as for me to network with other like-minded individuals who share my concern on solving black issues at the local level, one community, one city at a time. GRCAM is a Christian socialist organization. For me, Christian socialism is an authentic form of Christianity. A Christian socialist is a form of socialism based on the teachings of Jesus. Many Christian socialists believe that capitalism is idolatrous and rooted in greed, social inequality, and institutionalized racism, which most Christian denominations consider a moral sin. We will focus on what we stand for, which is love, compassion, social justice, and liberation theology. Jesus told us to focus on the least of these in society, according to Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 to 40. He also commanded us to be witness to others, not just for us to read his word, but to activate social change in the world, according to Luke chapter 4, verse 18 through 19. We will be committed to the healing ministry of Jesus by showing compassion to inner city youth and their families, which will promote dignity to the people and the community we will serve. We will promote an authentic form of Christianity, and again, for me, that's Christian socialism, which will emphasize the importance of morals and character development for both Christians and secular people. We will also focus on meeting the need of the community while strengthening the black family and focusing on solving black issues by promoting a black economic agenda. Now, my vision goes beyond Black America. So, although I'm having a hard time just trying to find other people to work with me and Sister Renee, I'm doing the best that I can. So I'm not just going to sit up here and just be flipping my thumbs, you know. I'm not interested in writing any more books. I'm interested in creating businesses. So I'm trying to find brave and smart people. You know, that's basically what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to settle. It is what it is. Now, my vision for Africa, and that is to reconnect with my ancestral homeland. It's my hope to connect with African immigrants within the United States that want to work with me in expanding GRCAM in Africa. Those of you who live in Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Angola, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda, please encourage your family and friends who reside in Canada, Europe, and in the United States to purchase my revised book and for them to read my story. Because again, I'm not asking for a donation. All that hard blood, sweat, and tears writing this book, this is my contribution back to our people. So, in order to be part of this organization, you have to understand, what I'm talking about, what I've been through, and you have to be in agreement. It's just that simple. We're only gonna focus on people that become members. Everybody else, we just pray for them and keep it moving. Because again, I don't have another 27 years. I want to be able to hurry up and get this thing started in America so I can come to Africa and set up my businesses in 10 different, in 10 different countries on the African continent. Also, this will help speed up the process for me to recruit brave and smart African immigrants in America to come on board to work with me and get this organization started in Chicago first, and then we will expand to Africa once I have my African immigrants in place. We will go through the proper channels with their government to start our NGO, which is a non-government organization. We will offer private employment to our members based on our budget and sponsorship. We will provide infrastructure for clean running water, agricultural technology to feed the people. We will offer solar energy to help our members with their electrical generators. And most of all, we want to help improve the African economy, as well as educate the people about the problems with capitalism and show them an alternative, which is GRCAM. In time, we will expand to Brazil and the Caribbean islands. I'm just one black man with a plan and a vision. It takes a team to make a dream work. GRCAM is a global community of thinkers and builders. I need your help to move GRCAM from behind the computer into our urban communities that need our talents and skills. I believe this act of human collaboration across an open platform is essential to the low-income African American community and to our people on the African continent, because our collective future is at stake. GRCAM will be membership based, and everyone will be screened and must attend our mandatory orientation and sign the community pledge. No exceptions. No hardened criminals, no active gang members, no urban terrorists, no pedophiles, and no half-steppers allowed in my organization. This is how I get down. Again, this is my contribution back to my community, society, and throughout the African diaspora. Again, I'm not looking for celebrities. I'm looking for ordinary law-abiding citizens. I'm looking for the people that's out here doing something positive in life. Again, our non-black sympathizers, you're welcome to be part of this organization. Again, that's cool and dandy, but our focus is on strengthening the black family and improving our inner cities here in America first, because I want to earn that credibility before we expand to Africa. And again, it's been 27 years, so I'm just praying that my film would hit home. I pray to the Heavenly Father that He would bless me with a good film crew, especially the ones to go over my screenplay, because I want to make sure that we can compete with Black Panther. Again, that was a really, it was very entertaining. It had very good graphics, well written. So, but again, it was just a feel-good movie. This is a positive organization that I've been trying my best to start here in my own city. But since, I'm not a quote-unquote celebrity, and also because I'm not a person that's double-minded, I'm focused. I haven't changed anything for the past 27 years. I stand on everything I've written. That's based on my experience, but I refuse to let small-minded people try to impose their advice on me, because I'm not asking for their advice, And this is going to help the African American community. Again, I want to make sure that all of my members, first and foremost, is on the same page, and that we specifically work with Black families that want to utilize our programs and services, because everybody's not going to want that. And that's fine and dandy. But the sooner I can get this organization started in America, especially here in the city of Chicago, the sooner I can get this organization expanded on the African continent. So I'm calling upon all of my native Africans around the world, especially that's on my friends list, and most of all, especially that's in my social groups. Please do your part. Just share my book information, and tell people about my film project. Because the sooner I'm able to get this organization up and running, I guarantee you, everybody's going to want to come out the woodwork. And once they find out that me and Sister Renee is making money in this business, then, they're going to play like they love us and all that stuff. But I'm going to have protocol in place, as it pertains to passive spectators that's in my social groups and that's on my friends list. I do not want to hear no congratulations from you. And those that have been rejecting me for the past 27 years here in the city of Chicago, I forgive you. And again, I forgive my passive spectators too that's in my groups as a Christian. But as a business owner, mark my words, I'm going to make sure that we remain strangers for life, because those are not the kind of people I want to be around. And I am going to declare war on this Willie Lynch mentality within the Black culture, because it's sickening, it's ridiculous. 2019 marks the 400 years. It's over. Our people was brought to this country back in 1619, and so that Willie Lynch mentality must come to an end, and it will come to an end up in my business, because that's what I'm going to stress. Now, I do want people to understand that GRCAM is not the church. I respect the church, I grew up in the church, but we're going to operate a little different. That's how come, we screening people. I want to make sure people are going to, when they come to patronize us, that they're going to feel safe, that they don't have to worry about pedophiles trying to mess with their children, in our child daycare centers. And so that's what we want to do. And we want to, separate ourselves from hardened criminals. Now, in time, we will offer a second chance program for ex-offenders for nonviolent crimes, former gang members. We're going to do those background checks, make sure that they haven't killed anyone. And homeless individuals. But again, everybody must attend our mandatory orientation and sign that community pledge. And what makes this organization different than all these other black organizations out here is that you have my word that those that become members, I will work with them and their immediate family members for life as long as they remain members. I can't help everybody, and in God's word, He said the poor would be with us always. So, it is what it is. But this is something I'm trying to do to help our people, especially those that's trapped in American ghettos. I'm going to encourage my members, once we get this organization up and running. I'm not going to tell all my plans. And anyway, what I've written in my book is only half of my knowledge. I know way more stuff than that. But again, I just wanted to put my ideas down in writing and let the whole world know that there is a solution to all this, to all these problems in Black America. And it can be solved through my organization if given a chance. And I definitely want to expand to the African continent, make our presence known there, organize our people, and really, just try to take back our the continent, because too many foreigners are going over there. I'm watching it on a lot of different videos that I'm seeing. How, a lot of Europeans and Asians, they're opening up businesses all over Africa and stuff like that. And it's, they're competing with the native Africans, and, the native Africans are the ones that's losing out. A lot of them have to close businesses because of, the Asian immigrants that's coming over there, that's, their prices are lower and stuff like that. So it hurts, the native Africans. And we got to put an end to that. So, but right now I'm asking everyone to read my story. Pray that my book get on this bestsellers list soon too, so that way I can move from behind this computer and start doing like local tours and stuff like that, about promoting the book, promoting my film project. But all I can tell you is that it doesn't matter what city you go to. If you leave Chicago, it's still the same problems in all the major cities in America, within the inner cities. Drugs, unperforming schools, gangs and drugs, high crime. So that's not cool. And that's where the Lord has led me to start my business and try to win people over, the youth back over to the Lord, and use our time constructively and productively in society. That's all I'm trying to do. And this is what I want to be remembered for, trying to do something positive. And trying to fight against this Willie Lynch mentality within the black culture, because it's ridiculous and it's holding us back as a racial group, and it's dividing us. Peace and blessings, and thank you for listening to this podcast.